Hey everyone, I thought it would be fun to do a little page out of the North Pole Elves book by Morgan O'Brien. Now I'm trying to finish this book actually, so I thought I would get you a tutorial in before I finished it all, because I'm sort of racing through actually because it's such a fun book. Now this one slightly different to Matchstick Mouse in that the backgrounds are coloured, which I think is fun. Morgan O'Brien did do a little survey, I think, on his Instagram page where he asked people if they preferred a coloured background or a plain one. This is Mulberry. I'm going to do the sky. And I guess most people said uncoloured because a lot of his skies are just black. And although that makes it easier to colour the page, you could just colour it in black yourself if you wanted a black page, but it does, having no background does allow you to, I think I need to go over those bits, it does allow you to have a choice of what colour you do. So I'm doing a purple sky. As I say, this is Mulberry, which is the darkest purple I have in this set, and I'm trying to make it dark around the edge like that, and then fade it into the middle a bit, and then we'll grab another colour. I'm just going to fade the sky into the centre of the page. It isn't very natural, skies don't do that, but because we've got a circular design, it just seems to me to be the obvious way to do it, and I think it works, but you can judge whether you want to do it. I've just put purple all over their hat. Now these characters are so cute. On the front of the book they're coloured in, so you can choose those colours every time for what they're wearing, but I tend to mix it up a little bit. What's that? That's a bit of the tree. I like them to not always look identical. Oops. So I am now going to use the Purple Lake Deep. Now talking of purples, I just recently heard, this will be about, might be really out of date news by the time this video goes out, that Prismacolor have found that they can't get hold of certain pigments anymore for certain pencils, and they're swapping them out of their sets. So they were both purples. One, now trying to hope my brain remembers correctly. I'm sure one was the Lavender. I can't remember the other one, and they're replacing one with Amethyst, which sounds lovely. An amethyst colour is usually a really deep purple, but I'm not sure if Prisma has a deep purple. I'm trying to remember, I should know this. I'm sure they would, but I always think castles are my go-to purples if I want nice purples, but maybe that's just me. I think they've sort of almost filled a gap in the market for purple. I mean, I guess it depends what you call purple as well, because if you're sort of talking this sort of purple, I think that's more of a dark pink. There's quite a bit of that around. But like in polychromos, there isn't really lots of dark purple. You just got that mauve, and the violet's quite pale. I'm just going to reduce that down. Oh, I have some very, very exciting news today. Well, it'll be old news because, as I say, this video is not going out right away. I'm going to now use the Heather Purple. You might have noticed I'm going over the top of everything. It helps to blend. My electricians came this morning for their final visit. My kitchen is now finished. I paid the final bill after they left. It is done. I am so excited. It is the 15th of December today. They started mid-August and it's finished at last. So I'm so excited. It's great news. My family are coming over for Christmas on Sunday, so it couldn't have been much tighter really. I've got a friend coming on Friday. It's the last possible day I can easily see her before Christmas. So yeah, everything is really tight, but that's okay. And my husband's holiday starts from work, starts Friday. Well, he sort of breaks up on Friday. If you can use breaking up for adults, I don't know if you can. My children don't break up until Wednesday, but it means I actually get some husband time, which is really rare. Had a day quite recently, but I tend to only get it if he's ill. It doesn't quite feel the same when he's asleep in bed or moping about. But I've got a few plans. Monday, we've got a plumber coming to fix our broken sink. It's very romantic. And he's got to take my son to the orthodontist. Not exactly an exciting day. My other son has the afternoon off too, so I'll be with him for the afternoon. So that's not really exciting. But Tuesday, my boys are home in the morning. So in the afternoon, I'm thinking we might go out Christmas shopping. And then I'm going to finish off with the... What should I use? I'm going to finish off with the lavender. And then Wednesday, the boys are in college all day. It's their last day. So we're going to go to WWT Slimbridge. It's a wetlands trust, a wildlife and wetlands trust, and go and see all the birds. It should be great fun. We haven't been there for ages because the boys have always got too much homework. They don't want to come. I don't know if I want to go out for a whole day in the weekend and not see them because, you know, it's sort of our family times. It's all a bit awkward. I'm trying to work out what that is. I'm going to go over it and colour it snow. So we haven't been for a long time, so it's going to be nice. They'll have Christmas trees. It'll be really festive, so I'm really excited about doing that. And it'll be like a little date for us, which we haven't done for a while. And it's our anniversary in 2 days after that, so that's nice. The children then are off the next day, and then the day after is our anniversary, 23rd of December, our anniversary, which would have already passed by the time this video goes out, because I'm going to schedule this for after Christmas. So that's nice, our anniversary, and I'm not sure what we're going to do on that day. It depends what work the children have to do, really. Now for the snowflakes, just looking. Yeah, it's a single-sided book. I'm going to use my 3D Pearl Effects Dovecraft. I haven't been able to find it. It's silver. It's called Bright's Silver. I struggled to find it on Amazon, so I was sent it. And I don't know whether it's a good idea to do this now, but I'm going to make them blobby because it's a 3D. They're really big blobs. I don't know if you can see. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them texture. Now, when I colour the next page, it's going to be. I'm going to have big blobs, but I'm not going to worry. It's a single-sided book. I can put a load of paper behind the page, so hopefully it'll be fine. I don't know if you're really supposed to make the blobs this big, but I am, because it's fun. It's so much fun. It's like icing a cake. It's just, oh. Just talk amongst yourselves while I have fun with making blobs. I think it might end up looking a bit weird, but to be honest, don't care. I'm having too much fun. Yeah, and then on Christmas Eve, I have booked a table at the pub up the road. My parents are coming over for lunch. We're going to have a little meal out. It should be nice, all of us. And then Christmas Day, we're on our own. And as we are on Boxing Day, 26th, 27th, my mum's got a party. I'm looking for a green. I'm going to start the tree. I'll show you the trunk. I need to be really careful that I don't squodge down my snow. I think I'm going to start with a sort of mid-green. I'm going to use this Prussian green, and then I might add some other greens after. So as I say, I'm going to be really careful. I really should have done that last, shouldn't I? Yeah, my mum's got a party on the 27th, which we'll be going to, I'm sure. 28th, we're entertaining husband's family, which will be nice. His father's partner, his brother and his brother's partner and his brother's children. So they're looking forward to that. So I'm trying to decide what to cook. I've got a good few ideas, but I need to get the balance right, because it's that sort of day where is everyone stuffed full and not wanting much, or did they take it easy on Boxing Day and by then they're all hungry again? Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe lots of food but lightish things. But I've got a few ideas, as I say. I'm thinking it through, and I was going to do it all veggie because my nephew is veggie and my brother-in-law said it could be veggie, and I thought, yeah, it's a good idea. But husband can't eat, and one of my sons he doesn't like the veggie foods that I cook that much, although he has them most days. But he wanted something, what, a snowflake there, he wanted some meat. So I said, well, if you want it, you'll have to cook it, because I don't know how to cook meat. So we'll see. But also, brother-in-law's partner is celiac, but that shouldn't be a problem at all. I think celiac is more tricky when you're thinking puddings and afternoon tea and that sort of thing. But I asked, he volunteered to bring something, so I said he could bring pudding. I said, could he bring pudding? Not he could bring pudding. And he was happy to, because I don't really eat pudding, so I really have no idea. And so he'll be able to choose something that she can eat. And so that'll be good. So I won't need to worry about that. And I'll have some sort of fruit and stuff in case anyone wants something a bit different. So it'll be nice and easy. And so that'll be fun. So I've got lots going on. And then we haven't really got anything else going on then, which is good, because I think everyone needs a bit of a rest and a break and some time to just sort of chill out, really. You know how it is? I'm going to grab a dark green. I think I'm going to use this Veridian. I'm going to do some areas a bit darker. I was anyway a little bit with my other pencil, but it wasn't showing up enough. So I always think that where there's like a little tufty bit like that, if you put a bit of shadow under it, it sort of emphasises it and helps to sort of add a bit of shape to the tree. I think he's so sweet that he's being carried in the tree. So when New Year's comes, a lot of people here celebrate their fireworks and parties and things. This is leaf green middle. I'm going to sort of do the highlights of the tree and then we'll be done with the tree. I don't really do New Year's. For me it's like, it's just a new year. I don't understand the fuss. But people might say the same thing about Christmas. So, I don't know. But I tend not to stay up. I just go to bed. The TV's all used to be quite good, but now it's not. I find it a bit dull. You know, I've been to parties and it's just excruciating, just waiting for midnight so you can say Happy New Year and go home. I think I'm just turning into a boring old, I won't use the word, git maybe. I don't know. Hey. I'm interested in the way this 3D pearl is shining. It's really interesting, and it catches the light on the side. Okay, there's our tree. Let's do the tree trunk next. I'm going to use the burnt umber. It's my sort of go-to brown. You see, it's getting really short. I think I've got a couple more in some of my other castle sets. Trying not to colour on top of that blob of snow, just in case it's still wet. I don't want to touch it to see if it's wet, because if it is, it'll go splodge. Can you imagine? Ugh. So I'm trying to do it a little bit darker at the bottom where there would be some shadow. I think it feels dry. I just knocked it with my pencil, but maybe I didn't. I'm going to leave it. Now the end of the trunk would be a little bit lighter, but I'm just going to put a little bit of that like that. There. There we go. Now, I was going to do that as snow and I never did. Never mind. Right, on the ground we actually have a few bits of grass I've just noticed. And I'm thinking, do I use one of the greens from the tree? No, let's use a different green. Let's use this one. Oops. This is the chrome green. And I'm thinking this bit looks like it's grass. I'm going to do it quite blocky. We'll see why. And this bit looks like it's grass. I'm pressing quite hard and being quite aggressive. And I'm going to put some green in here and just around. Not too far back, that looks a bit more like thicker snow. But like we've got a bit sticking out snow. And then we can draw some snow on in a bit, but not yet. Okay, so we have our two elves left. I think I'm going to do their faces with the same colour. This is the Flesh Deep, which is also now called Peach, for any of you who've got a more modern set. That's what I'm going to be using. I wouldn't say this is a quite dark peach colour. But anyway, they have changed their names. I just try and keep it quite gentle because it can be quite aggressive. Maybe I should have used a lighter shade, I don't know. I'm trying to still avoid my little blobs. I think he looks so cute. Oh, we can go right over his face because his eyes are shut. Do you think he's having a little snooze? So cute. Right, what I try to do is make them quite festive. On the front, if you have a look, the little one is red and green and pink, and he is brown. But I'm going to start with red and see how we get on. I'm going to use the Veridian. Sorry, the Vermillion. The Veridian's green, and start with the hat. Interestingly, as this silver is drying, it's getting more shiny and it looks less grey. This pearlescent paint. Oh, it's still wet. I couldn't resist because on my finger. I've got to wipe it off. I'm such a child. Oh, I just touched another bit. That wasn't intentional, I promise. So I'm just going to do a layer on the hat, and then I usually think that the hat's going to be not all one colour, so maybe I can't get my hand around, a bit darker here and here where it's near the bottom, and a bit lighter towards the top, and maybe darker along the sort of edge here. Now the bit around the face, you could leave it as white sort of fur. How is it in here? No, they're not left white. Sometimes I do that. Maybe we won't on this one. I'm going to do the hat the same, jacket the same. I almost feel, see this hat is joined to the jacket. I think this little one is the same. Just put my finger in it again. Oh. I really should have done that bit last, shouldn't I? So do a layer over, and then I'm thinking it'd be a little bit darker on the edges of the sleeve, and it'll help to show some shape. I think red seems a really obvious colour for this one. I don't know why, just because of him being on the tree, very festive looking. I've gone over the buttons by mistake. We'll recolour those in a bit. I'm thinking it'll be a bit darker here. But I want to make sure it's even. There we go. We've got gloves and trousers. We could, yeah, I'm thinking let's do the gloves red as well and the trousers. It seems a bit lazy to keep using the same colour, but I don't know, I think it's fun. It's a sort of really matching outfit then. I'm never quite sure what's going on with these lines. Let's see what he does in the picture on the front. It's quite useful. He's got a different colour underneath, which is interesting. I've done it all one colour. Yeah, I'm thinking leaving that white. It looks really Christmassy. I shall have a think. This little guy, I'm thinking I will do some red, but if I do it all red, it's going to be too much the same. So I'm wondering, the brown might just work. We've got brown there. So, this is quite a different brown. This sepia. It's quite reddish brown. Let's try this. Now again, I'm just going to put a layer down to start with. It isn't that reddish, is it? Interestingly. It's a very awkward angle. Again, a bit darker at the bottom and less towards the tip of the hat. And then, I'm not sure here, we've got a sleeve, so under there could be a bit darker, couldn't it? And I'm thinking the bottom of the sleeve, a bit darker. It's going up. I quite find this style of colouring interesting because it's quite simplistic. You can keep your colouring really simplistic and it can still look really nice. Or you can choose to make it a little bit more detailed. Let's put some shadow under that arm. There we go. And I'm going to do the trousers in brown. And like with the little one, I'm just going to do the whole thing. But I'm going to make this one, because he's standing up, a bit darker on the edges, lighter in the middle, just to try and give some roundness to the legs. So hopefully they look a bit more cylindrical. Now, I'm thinking, let's put a bit of brown in here as well. There. Now let's grab that vermilion that we used for little one and do a few touches on here. I'm thinking this bit here, oops, try not to do the edge, and then maybe one of these triangle bits. I think the trim is really fun. Quite detailed, but I do it differently each time, which is cool. You can use all sorts of colours. Okay, now what should we use? I am thinking I want some green. I know we've got a tree, but I'm going to use the Juniper green and just do these bits. They look quite fun in green. And then I'm going to do this bit in green, so a little bit darker at the bottom, getting lighter as we go up. And I think some yellow, and we haven't done the gloves, we'll worry about those in a minute. I'm thinking some yellow, or maybe a brownish yellow, maybe the terracotta light. It's a sort of Naplesy yellow type colour for around the hat. Oh, it is quite brown, isn't it? I think it'll work. It's not quite as yellow as I had expected. I find it interesting that their ears are sticking out. You would think their ears would get really cold. I mean, I realise when your ears are covered up, you can't hear anything. That's why I don't like wearing a hat, particularly a hat up like that. And if you wear a a bobble hat, beanie or something, then I guess it doesn't come over your ears. Then maybe I don't see the point in wearing a hat that doesn't come over your ears, because my ears get cold. But I just keep my hair down over my ears a bit. Or occasionally I'll put my hood up if it's really cold. Like tonight, -9 I think. Oh look, that's a bit of the sleeve. There we go. I'm thinking red gloves. Back to my Vermillion. Now with the gloves I often do darker around and fade up, so they look a bit more rounded, give a little bit more shape to the hands. Like that. Now I'm thinking I need to do something with that white. I'm going to use a brighter yellow. What do we have? I think this one, this is the golden yellow deep. I'm going to use this. You might prefer to keep it white. I'm just thinking he isn't Father Christmas, so maybe he shouldn't be white. I don't know. Well, have white fur, you know what I mean. Because Father Christmas is red and white, isn't he? Although Victorian UK Father Christmas is got a green outfit, I think. So a bit different. Rumour has it that Coca-Cola invented Father Christmas's red coat, but I don't think there's quite clarification completely on that. Now, I'm just looking carefully at my picture. What I've noticed is that some of the little blobs have collapsed a little bit, which is quite interesting. But I'm going to use, hair. You've got hair. Let's give you some black hair. Ivory black. But not too hard. So it isn't, we don't want like jet black, but just a swoosh of black, because we've got yellow and brown and things going on. I thought I would use my white Posca to do a bit of stuff on the ground. I thought maybe if I put a bit over the grass area, it might look a bit more like snow has fallen on top of it. It's quite thick lines. I'm just sort of splodging about. I know you can get textured white paint, which people use quite a bit of snow, which can look nice. I was told by an oil painting artist that what you should do for snow is put down your base colour and then cover it with white after, so that some of it shows through. But it's quite difficult when you're using pencils. But there we go, a few blobs of white, and we've got a snowflake there which I need to do with the splodgy blobby pen. It's only one though. I think perhaps it's just a bit of tree. Perhaps it's going to look odd if I use that. I don't think I will. Just looking carefully. I think I'm going to leave it, to be honest. I think we'll leave it there. You could, if you wanted to go ultra sparkle, put some glitter pen over the background, over the sky. That would look quite pretty. But I think I'm happy. So there is our Elfie page. So I think it's quite cute. So as I say, I don't do the elves the same colour every time. There's an example that's done in metallic pencils. So we've got a sort of pinky elf and a purpley elf. But I try and keep it all looking quite festive-y colours. As I say, they're metallic pencils, they look a bit different. But there we go. Let's not show you too many. I'll do a flip through when I finish. That one was put on my Facebook page anyway. Oh yeah, talking my Facebook page, I do have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit. So you can check me out on there if you want to. I sort of post all completed pictures and links to videos and things like that, so you don't miss things. But now I do my completed pages each month, you do get to see everything that I've done, so you don't miss out if you're on YouTube. But that's me. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.